Hi, this is Emil. Welcome back. Okay, we want to get into the list display tab now. Okay, and that if you let's just jump right into it. Okay, ads per page. This is the number of ads that will display on a view all ads listing page. Basically, this one here where you select it. And in this case, I only have 18 ads total, so it's only going to show that. But obviously, this will allow you pagination so that, if you have 100 ads, then it's going to show you 20 at a time or whatever account you feel comfortable with, depending on how you've laid out your formats here. Okay. Next item reflects single column width. What this refers to is basically when we are dealing with a single column uh, ad, it's going to display this way as a single column. Multiple column ads will show up where you have one ad will be shown here, a second, if you have two column ads, a second one will show up here. If you have three columns, you'll have a third one here. And that's basically the difference between the three so that you can, usually you want to set the single column width to a percentage or to a fixed value. Percentage is better because then you don't have to worry about changing sizes. And when somebody alters the size of their page, it'll resize accordingly. Okay. Single column headline length. Basically, when you're showing the headlines, you have X number of characters to show. And what you want to do is set that value so that it's at a comfortable size depending on the particular setup that you have. In this case, I just have one column on the right, so this will stretch across quite a large section. If I had basically a three-column web page, then the other column would be here, and this would, of course, be considerably narrower. Okay, and then a single column description length. Basically, again, this is where the description is, and you can set how much information you want to show just in these lists here. Okay, and that'll just take a little playing with. Usually you can just leave it as it is and it'll come out fine. Multi-column width. This is in the case where you're setting it up to do two columns across or three columns across. You can set the maximum width in a fixed value, pixels. And the reason for that is because you're going to have to learn how to adjust things to make it fall into place. And then each column, so that in this case, your, whoops, wrong what page. If you select it, let's say the entire width, you can set it up so that, let's say, 590px will be out to here. Then your first column will be here, your second one here. And what you want to do is make sure that the size that you choose ends up falling in the range. You really don't, in this case, we don't want to exceed 558 pixels. So that's why it's set at 240. Okay. And then each column height, that's an attempt to try to keep it in a consistent height. And that's one of those things that you'll just have to play with. Okay. Multi-column headline length, again, this, like in the other one, allows you to adjust the number of characters that are displayed for the headline. Also for the description, you can set the length to keep that down to a manageable size. Okay, latest ads number. What this reflects is basically when you're showing either listing or okay, display latest ads. Basically, this allows you to display, in this case here, I said 4 ads. It's going to display 4 ads across with the most recent ad displayed first. Okay, and you can set that up so that you can display it at the top of the list or at the bottom or not at all. Okay, and the size, usually 4 will fit quite nicely. Sometimes you may want to increase or lower that depending on the size of your thumbnails. Okay, list featured ads first. If you have purchased the featured ads module and included it, then basically this will actually handle featured ads in a nice. This will handle it quite nicely so that when you are looking at the listing ads, here you can see the top two ads. These are in the featured ads list, and they're highlighted so that your customers can pay extra to have them featured as a featured ads, and they'll always show up at the top of the list. Okay, and here you can actually give it a color for the background. In this case, I said moccasin. If you change the color name to red, blue, green, whatever, once you save it, it'll come back and it'll actually show you what that background color will be. Okay, the next item here is mark as sold text color. Basically, this is set up as wheat for the text color itself, and the background is set to orange. And again, these are displayed so that you can see what it's going to look like when it shows. And what that will show is when you're doing a list. Here, this is the sold as color and background. Okay, and then this one will be the next one is going to be the dealer trade type, color, and background so that you can set these. What you want to use is a WebSafe name or a WebSafe color. Okay, you can find these on the, just do a quick Google search and you'll be able to find WebSafe names or WebSafe colors easily, and then just select what you feel comfortable with. Okay, show a number of hits. This is when you're displaying the list, it'll show the number of hits a particular ad has gotten. Okay, and the same thing for show new indicator. Again, this will show there. I'm using this new icon. Okay, and it just helps it stand out better. And then you can set the number of days you feel items should be listed as new. I have it listed as 60, a long number, but normally you'll want like a week, maybe 2 weeks max. Okay, same thing for the show hot indicator, where you have right there, it shows it's hot. See, this thing had 2,200 hits on it. That's why it's showing it. And you can set the number of hits threshold so that that won't show up until the particular ad reaches this many hits. Okay, and that's the end of this list display. Look at the next tutorial for categories display. Thanks, bye.